Customer is looking to update her steps and to have her walls rebuilt. So she's got these steps that are coming up from the driveway here. Okay, you see the road here. Here's the driveway. There's the house. I can get a shot. All right. So these steps start out down here, obviously, and they start out at around 7 feet 9. So I just said 8 feet wide, and they make their way up around the top, and they are obviously, I'll use the word pie cut. So because they're going around a curve, they're narrow over here than they are over here. The bulk of them are 24 inches, but I do have two that are 26 inches. So we are going to be able to do two pieces side by side as long as the joint is offset from each other. We'll need to find out if we can get tread stock in like 30-inch depth or whatever it might be. So that way for the smaller or for the deeper ones, we can get those. So we'll have to talk to Origin perhaps. I'd like to do it 1.5 inches, just because it'll be lighter and easier to use. But if we have to use 2 inch from Origin, then we have to use 2 inch from Origin. So the treads are going to be bluestone, and the faces are also going to be bluestone. So we have got, let me see here, I've got 10 risers on this lower area. They are 24 to 26 inches deep on the side, probably 14 or whatever on the other side, but we need a charge for the whole kit and caboodle of the treads because they're going to be cut. So the faces are, like I said, are going to be, they're about 6 inches tall, maybe 5 inches tall, and they're going to be just regular bluestone. We can get 1-inch bluestone from some nice 1-inch bluestone from Landscape Center if we want to use that, or we can just use veneer bluestone, the 1/2-inch veneer bluestone that we have at the stone yard, whichever one Nick wants to use. So we're not going to touch the sides of these, the runners, so we're just going to build it over the top of it as we come up here, okay? And then as we get to this landing here, you can see how the runner is at the same height as the landing. We're just going to take a strip of limestone and cut it to the same thickness and run it on both sides. We'll call it 4 feet over here and 3 feet over here. So just something to give it, to hide the ugly of the cement on both sides and to get it up to a similar height. So then for these steps, these are 6.5 feet wide and 12 inches deep. And once again, we're only going to do the faces. We're not going to do the sides of these steps. So we're just going to do the faces of them. So we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, we are not touching that top area there. We're actually going to leave that as it is. I told her it's going to be a shorter step. She understands that. It is what it is. So once again, bluestone face, bluestone treads, 6.5 feet, 12 inches deep. We also need to call Anchor Iron, or I'm sorry, we need to give her Anchor Iron's information to have the railings redone. We will be responsible for sawzalling them out of place, but then Anchor Iron will reinstall them. So that's the main part of it. Yeah, like I said, they're 7.5 to 7 feet 6 to 7 feet 9 wide, depending on which one you're talking about. 24 to 26 deep. Two of them that I measured were 26. Most of them were 24. We'll see if we can't. I think my shopping has. We can get 24 inches from them, but we'll have to double check. Anyway, all right, so that's what we got for the steps. The second part, we'll do this as a line item, is to rebuild her walls that she has over here and over here. So on the right-hand side, we've got a 25-foot-long wall. It's from 6 inches up to 24 inches, stepping up with grade. So, and then over here, we have a wall that starts at the house, and it splits off into tiers, and this one curves around to the side, and this one comes straight. So it's 10 feet, so I measured 10 feet, and it's 44 inches tall, and then the last 10 feet is 24 inches tall. So 10 feet at 44 and 10 feet at 24. So now that part of that first 24 is including the two tiers, so I guess you could count 5 extra linear feet of base rock, but just for square footage, it's 10 at 44 and 10 at 24. I asked her about timing. She doesn't have anything spectacular that she has going, so she's relatively flexible. So I told her it's probably 6 to 8 weeks, probably more like 8 weeks. So she's understanding all that good stuff.